Hi friends and welcome. Today we are here to watch Angel. It is season 3, episode 2 called That Vision Thing. I'm excited. I kind of think I know what this episode is going to be about. I mean, when we talk about visions, of course we're going to be focusing on Cordelia, but I do think I know the emphasis that they're taking, which is I think that her visions are going to start becoming physical. I remember seeing her looking in a mirror or something and she had some scratches on her back. I don't remember how that storyline was solved, but I do think it was. Like, I don't remember this being like an overarching theme. So I do think this is going to be sort of a monster of the week, but it just so happens that the monster is, the visions and what they're doing to Cordy. In regards to, the elephant in the room, Miss Buffandra, and having to talk about all of that story, I do think we're going to take an episode off from that just because, I think we've talked about, I think it was necessary for us to talk about it in the last episode. I think if we keep talking about it every single episode, it's just going to get exhausting and really depressing. And, obviously we need to wait to talk about it in Buffy. So I think we're just going to, be able to fully enjoy Angel, take a little bit of a break from the emotional trauma. And, and then we'll talk about Buffy once we get to 601. So I'm excited to just be able to, sit down and enjoy an episode with, not that much of a stress level. And I'm honestly really, really excited to see Darla. Because, this was the coolest fucking twist ever. I see, even my accent comes out when I get excited, okay? Or really tired. Could be either or. But still, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was literally the best possible ending they could have fucking pulled, at the end of a season premiere. And so I'm really, really excited to see how they're going to be bringing in this story, because a part of me doesn't know if we're going to have Darla come into this story, right now, or if they're going to take a few episodes off just to leave us, even more curious about what's happening to her, so that when she comes in, she's, even more important, in the forefront. So I don't really know. I'm trying to, manage my expectations, because I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing Darla this episode. I would love to see her this episode, but, I think the writers could pull it in either not having her for a few episodes or starting to have her right now. I feel like they can make either of those work. So I'm just going to wait and see, but I do feel like this episode is going to be based on Cordelia, like we talked about. So I could not be happier. Sort of what I'm going to assume, taking a break from Buffy, focusing on Cordelia, potentially having some Darla. Kind of sounds perfect to me. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be watching this. So I thank you all so much for watching this with me. And yeah, since I don't really have that many predictions, I guess we can just go into the episode. So let's fucking do it.
Evening, Cordy.
Hey, Cordelia. How was that?
I felt quite genuine.
C-.
What? Oh! Fred!
How about joining us for the rest of the meal?
I guess that'd be okay.
She's trying so hard.
You remember forks, don't you?
Sure. Who could forget? Fork, pitchfork, fork it over, fork in a road. One I'm not ready to take yet.
Hello again.
Nice day.
I know what you're doing.
You do?
Told ya. You're being all fake nice and super sensitive. Poor Cordelia, she's on edge because she hasn't had a vision in a while.
Oh. Oh, it's the Wolfram and Hart lawyer, isn't he? Get the fuck out. Isn't he?
He's Gavin Park, attorney with Wolfram and Hart.
Fucking knew it. I remember you.
New player?
Well, now
Yes,
that you've had this lovely
actually.
reintroduction, I suggest you piss off.
Is his name Gavin, he said? Oh, Gavin.
Fred, good to see you out and about.
It is, isn't it? Out and about. I've been forking with Gun.
Oh.
There's a coin and, 2 clawed things. It's in Chinatown, I think. Go find the coin. It has a hole in it.
A coin with a hole? Man, that's just a donut.
Did it have 4 or 5 claws?
5.
You're certain?
Ah!
Pretty certain.
That does not look good. It's like I knew it was coming, but I still did not enjoy watching that because the thought of having Cordelia be in pain is like not fun. I do need to take a moment and say, Fred, I am so sorry. I'm not used to having Fred in the show, so I kind of forgot that she existed for a whole second there. She should have totally been in my list of things that I'm excited for, just because I'm always excited to see what Fred is going to be doing, you know, and saying. She's so funny and quirky and cute, and I wanted to give her a shout out because I totally forgot about her, and now I feel so bad. But it was a pleasant surprise to see her there and interacting with the squad. You know, we're starting something, and I can sense it, and I love it. And this Cordy storyline, I can already feel that it's going to be rough, man. I don't enjoy seeing Cordelia in pain, and the fact that she's hiding it from them, you know, because she knew, you know, from the moment where she went into the bathroom, I think she went in there knowing that she was hurt. And so the fact that, you know, she could have just told Angel right there when he was helping her get up, but she didn't, you know, shows that she's really trying to hide it all. And I just hope that by the end of the episode, she's able to confide in at least someone about what's happening, and so that they can fix these visions. I mean, I guess she's going to have to tell them sometime in the episode so that they can actually work towards solutions. I wonder if we're going to be seeing the oracles, because I feel like the whole idea of the oracles felt very familiar to me once I saw them for the first time. And so I think they're going to appear sometime in the future of Angel, but at the same time, we did see the oracles. They were killed, right, sometime in was it even season 1? So at this point, I'm like, are we going to be seeing the oracles? I'm gonna go with maybe, possibly, like maybe they have some replacements. Anyways, we should just head into it. But yeah, I do think this is the episode that I remembered, even though I guess the scratches were not on her back like I thought. But it's fine.
Anything of interest yet, Fred?
H is a fascinating letter. Helicopters, helium, helmets, hernias.
Did you happen to notice herbs in your wanderings?
I did. Oh, right. There are, let's see, 5 herbalist shops in Chinatown.
Hey, Fred, I need you to do something for me.
Cordelia, we're not gonna do this right now. You're fine and well, you're fine and well. So there is something in her back. Okay. I mean, I would rather be wrong. I don't want more scratches, even on her side.
I'm fine.
I'm not leaving until you open the door. I mean it, Cordelia. Open up.
See? Fine.
They're getting worse, aren't they?
Once I get a little protein in me, I'll be good as new. Honest. Now, go declaw those things.
Get some rest. Okay?
No.
Okay?
It's kind of like freaking adorable how much he cares about Cordelia.
How come whatever we're searching for is always in the last place we look?
I suppose it's one of the unwritten laws of being a dick. Sleuth, the gumshoe, Sherlock.
All I know is you use the word dick again and we're gonna have a problem.
I'm with you, Gun. You guys, are you nice? Or are y'all the creepiest, like, you can't make old people mean.
We're looking for an ancient coin.
Oh, shit! Oh my god! Oh, fuck!
You two take Grandma, I'll take the old man.
Holy shit! Come on, Grandma!
Grandma and Grandpa got game.
Over here.
Okay, please bring back Lindsay already.
This hasn't been announced yet, but I've been moved into special projects.
Oh.
The senior partners felt I would be more useful here. Look, just because they gave you Lindsay's old office doesn't mean
I have this office because I earned it, as did Lindsay. He sacrificed his flesh and blood for this company, literally had his hand cut off, fighting against Angel.
That's a good point.
What are you doing? Building code violations.
I'm fighting Angel in my own way.
Yeah, I bet he's really terrified.
You go now. Angel said... I know. He said that you should wait until he calls, but I'm right as rain. I'd never understood that saying, right as rain. How is rain right? Or
It just
wrong
is.
for that matter. And speaking of floods, or maybe just being overwhelmed, what's it like to have a vision? Wow. Next to you, I am downright linear. I mean, do you see things or smell them or just know? Like in 5th grade when I saw Grayson Wells and I just knew we'd go steady, and even though we never did, looking back on it, it feels like we did. Is it like that? Okay, time to go.
Oh my god!
Has anybody ever told you you're exactly like Lassie? Dennis, a little help here? See, I'm not alone. I have a ghost.
That is
Bye.
extreme.
We'll have to...
Hold her, Fred, hold her! Oh no, that's... It's a bit disgusting, isn't it? No.
And there was a key. I should probably draw you a picture of the key.
Cordy. Oh, God.
Cordy!
Are you saying your visions had a physical manifestation?
Okay, Angel, we can fix it now.
Powers wouldn't do this to me on purpose. I mean, I'm a part of their team.
But I feel like it would be worse if it was not on
We
purpose,
have to figure
Cordy.
this out, and now. Anybody. Gun?
I had this auntie who used to get this nasty, crusty stuff on her back every summer. Turns out she was allergic to shellfish.
Why would the powers choose to communicate with Cordy in this way?
You used the word communicate, which got me thinking. If Cordelia's receiving visions from the powers that be, they're being communicated somehow. Maybe we could figure out the frequency and trace the calls.
Oh my god, Fred!
Well done, Fred.
I love
I
you!
need you and Fred to go to the hotel and get me some books. Angel, you find that demon and get the key. I'm not going anywhere. If the powers that be are taking such extreme measures, we have to assume that the coin and the key are of great significance.
And so is Cordelia. If I go out and find that key, how can I help her?
By trusting me.
I can't get over how protective Angel is over Cordy. That's like... Oh, okay. Okay.
I want the key.
I don't know who he wants to kill, but do it. Oh, it's the little... Oh, I see it. I see the similarities.
Oh, His Royal Badness.
Oh,
Just in
Lord.
time. Would you talk to this young
Taking
lady? She's
care of
resisting
her.
the process.
The host reads people's auras to set them on the path in some shape or form that connects them to the powers that be.
Then he might be able to use Cordelia in order to trace the calls back to the powers.
But with the powers that be doing this whole Book of Job thing,
Her voice is killing me.
if I lose the visions, I wouldn't be able to help you anymore. You wouldn't need me.
Cordy!
That's not why I need you.
You ready?
Oh, I was hoping she was gonna have to sing a bit.
Now let's go looking for the powers that be.
Why would you cut to Lila? Are you kidding? What? Oh, could you please keep it on next time? Holy shit, Cordy!
Cordy! Cordy!
Fuck. What the fuck? Sir, are you doing this? What is your connection? What is... Mr. Big Brain, what the fuck is this?
Well, I think she got the message.
Oh, you fucking bastard! Lila! We don't mess with Cordelia, it's literally in the rules. Come on.
Am I just a horrible person?
This isn't happening because you're bad. If anything, it's because you're strong.
I'm not. I don't want the visions anymore. I tried to be brave, but I'm just scared now.
Angel, I really think you should hear this.
Not having fun with this episode.
Did you make contact?
The visions aren't from the powers.
Oh, sure, sweetheart. Steal my thunder. I'd start looking at enemies. Who wants to get to you? Who has the sizable resources? And who'd be willing to mess up a pretty face like Cordelia's?
Lila, you will pay for this.
God, jeez, I hate tropes. Don't you?
Okay.
I was gonna knock, but you seem so focused. I hated to interrupt.
How did you get in here?
I think you might be looking for these. You got what you wanted. Now it's over.
We're just getting started. There's a young man who's been unfairly imprisoned, and you're gonna save him. Isn't that what you do, save people?
I do this for you, and you stop sending Cordy the killer visions.
No. You'll do this for me because I tell you to.
Lila, no he won't.
You could kill me now, but then you'll never be able to stop the visions. Just for the record, those little skin problems on what's-her-name weren't intended, just an unfortunate little side effect.
Her name's Cordelia, and you will help her. So where's this jail? You figure it out?
The inscriptions on the coin and the key match. They actually work together to transport you in and out of the other dimension. I don't need to explain to you that if Wolfram and Hart are behind this mission, it can't be good. Or that just because Lila tells you this young man is wrongly imprisoned doesn't make it so.
You're right.
Nor do I have to explain to you that helping them violates everything you stand for.
Right again.
Good, then I don't need to convince you to let me go with you.
Right,
Oh, Wes.
Wesley, I need you to stay here in case anything goes wrong.
Okay, that's quite cool. Angel, make sure you grab it so that you don't get stuck there like Pylea. Okay, at least you have that. Grab it, sir. Angel?
Hi.
Hi. You know you're not supposed to be here, right?
Yeah. What about him?
Oh, him? Oh, he's supposed to be here. You have any idea how monstrous a guy's got to be before he gets sent to us? We're a very high-end institution.
And it's your job to keep him here.
Yeah. I'm Skip.
Angel.
I like you, Skip. He's like chill.
Keeps him in the fire.
My will.
Oh shit, Skip.
But we're on the same side. Now, shouldn't you be helping me keep him in here?
I know. Long story. Involves a girl. I don't like it any better than you do.
It always involves a girl.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Okay, Skip. Oh god.
Skip, are you okay? Sorry about this.
Angel. Okay. I do not know what this man did to deserve all of this, man. He must be like scum of the earth, really.
To be honest, no one at the firm thought you could do it. Except me. You're a remarkable man, Angel.
Yeah, and you're an evil bitch. Let's finish this. Take care of Cordelia and get your guy.
This should only take a moment.
Wesley, it worked. She's okay.
But what's to say he's not gonna do it again, though, like the next time that they need something? Oh, this is recipe for disaster. Big mistake. Big one. Angel, please tell me there's like a backup plan here. You're gonna blow it up. You're gonna do something. Holy shit!
Don't you come at me through Cordelia ever again. You play that card a second time, and I'll kill you.
Okay, okay. I knew you weren't gonna let it slide, man. I knew it. Thank you.
Well, Wolfram and Hart won this time, and it's all my fault.
It's not about winning, Cordelia. It's about what's at stake. And in this particular scenario, you're way more important than winning.
Oh my god. That's actually so true. Okay, so it seems like they're gonna happen. Oh! Is this where Miss Darla, ma'am? This you?
Do you know why I'm here? I've tried everything and I can't get rid of it, so I ask you. What is this thing growing inside of me?
The father is also a...
Vampire? Yes. Though, not a very good one.
I cannot help you. No man can.
I guess there's only one thing left to do. Time to go visit Daddy.
Yes! Let's go visit Daddy for sure. Okay. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Okay, this means that the next episode, Darla's gonna have to show back in LA, and Angel's gonna fucking die. So excited to see his reaction. He is going to lose it. I mean, I still don't understand how that's possible. Is it because it's two vampires? Does it like cancel out? You know what I mean? And then suddenly they can get pregnant? Like, there's no fucking way, right? It's gotta have something to do with Darla having been a human, I think, and something about Angel not having Angel having a soul. I don't know. I don't know. Cause wait. Was this pregnancy natural, or could Wolfram and Hart have had something to do with it? Because could they have planted something? Could they have made something specific to Darla? I mean, they brought her back, and she was with them for a while. Could they have done something to her to make her susceptible to evil pregnancies or something like that? I don't know if this is 100% natural, so to say. All I know is I am so excited to see this. I mostly just want to see Angel's reaction right now, because I can't possibly imagine how him and the squad are going to deal with this. I mean, I probably should, given the fact that I've literally seen this, but I don't remember. I'd say that the only parts of this episode that were familiar is that I definitely remembered Cordy, having those sort of scratches, and something else that felt very familiar was Angel going into that fire prison. That was something that really stood out to me. I remember that imagery, but I didn't remember what he was doing there or anything, but that scene felt very familiar. But other than that, I'd say all of this was pretty surprising. This is a really interesting episode. And the ending right now is just so great. I love that they're leaving Darla for these last moments of the episode, because it just makes you so excited to watch the next one. The way that they ended the last episode, I was like, holy shit, I can't wait to watch episode 2. And then now it's I have to fight all of my urges not to sit down and watch episode 3 right now, just because I so desperately want to see her coming back to LA. This is going to be so interesting. Oh my god. And I mean, this was a Cordy-centric episode. How could I not love it? I mean, personally, I think every episode should be Cordy-centric. I mean, I feel like it was Cordy-centric in the sense of she was the theme of the episode. She might not have been the most present, but I feel like everything that was happening this episode was directly linked to her. So I'd still consider it a Cordy-centric episode, because, we got to see a lot of heart to heart. I think the thing that stood out to me the most this episode, other than my excitement over Darla, I think would have to be Angel and Cordy's relationship. I just think that Angel did a really, really great job of expressing how much she cares for Cordelia this episode. I think that their relationship was so well developed and explained, and you could feel that connection. And I don't know why that was standing out to me so much. I feel like maybe because we already started talking about that in the last episode. I think that Cordy was really the one who was helping Angel so much throughout the last episode, explaining, noticing that maybe he wasn't 100% fine because of everything that happened with Buffy, really checking in. And I think that this episode, was literally the same thing, but just the opposite, in the sense of, Angel really checking in on Cordelia, noticing that she's not okay, even if they do say that they're okay, noticing that there's something that's kind of off. I kind of just really, really, really love how this relationship is forming, This is such a, random thing, but I was rewatching this season 3 finale of Buffy, this week with a friend, and I thought it was so interesting to see Cordy and Wes. And by interesting, I mean deeply, deeply disturbing, distressing, not a pleasant experience. I mean, I never really shipped them in the first place. It's always felt very wrong, borderline just disturbing. But I forgot that they had this romantic backstory. I really did, because I feel like these characters in Angel feel so different than the ones that they were in Buffy, even if that is their origin story. But I just feel like the relationship that Cordy had with Wes, the fact that they even tried to have a romance, I literally forgot about it, because I was like, oh no, that's a whole other couple. God, this was the huge tangent, the biggest tangent ever. But this goes to say, what I was trying to get to is that I feel like it's interesting that I was so confused, I guess, by the pairing of having Cordy come into Angel, because I never really saw much of a setup for it in Buffy or in Angel. And I kind of really, really love it, though, because I feel like we've been able to see that relationship grow. It's not something the relationship was kind of formed off screen. It's something that we're really seeing developed throughout these seasons. And I think that 3 seasons in, I think that they finally, I mean, not that they hadn't done it before, but I think that right now I'm feeling that bond even stronger. I think these last 2 episodes were really, really huge for me when it comes to Angel and Cordelia. I think that they were able to like really strengthen that bond and that care for each other, you know, that selflessness of just wanting to help each other. You know, I really, really enjoyed seeing that relationship. I also, I mean, I have to talk about Fred. I just love that she's here. I love it. I'm never going to stop talking about it. She's just the sweetest character, you know. She has the biggest heart, and I think that I remember wishing that her and Cordy had more scenes. And so this was actually such a pleasant episode for me because we did have a lot of Cordy and Fred interactions. We had a lot of, you know, Fred taking care of Cordelia, and I thought it was adorable. I mean, I wasn't expecting that just because the memory I had in my head was that, like, oh, they don't really interact much, but they really did this episode. So I think maybe I am wrong about that vibe because it's so much of like my memories, I would say, are more about like the feelings than like actually remembering things, and that's just the vibe that I had. This is exciting for me because I think that they're such a great pairing. I mean, of course they have to like, there's immediately a bond that's created there with them being the 2 women in the team, and I just like, I'm really excited to see that grow. And I think that, you know, it was the perfect way to bring Fred into the story because she was still having a really important role, you know, because Angel didn't want to leave Cordy alone at all, you know, like she really, like, Wes had to convince Angel that he could take care of her. I just think it's interesting that they were able to trust Fred this much as well, you know, and I think that's really sweet. I like that even though she's like a new character, I think she's already been established as somebody who's just genuinely nice and very, very trustworthy. So I'm like, I don't think she's necessarily proved herself when it comes to like being able to fight or like, is this an expression, like hold her own? I'm not sure she's going to be the best fighter. I'm not sure that she can handle herself in these situations, but I think she's proven to be trustworthy, and I think she's proven to be smart because the connections that she made in regards to like, if the powers that be can talk to us, then we can talk to them. I was like, Fred, please marry me. Like literally love her. Like I love how she's going to be the brains, and I'm excited. I mean, this is like a spoiler, so again, if you haven't seen Angel, please be careful, but I'm really excited to see how that's going to make her connect with Wes. I do obviously remember that romance because it was one of my, I'd say it was probably the biggest reason that I was invested in Angel, you know, was because of Fred, and so I really got into that romance. But, here comes the but, I know that she had something with Gunn first. I remember that. And I remember that, like, I thought they were fine. I didn't have anything against Fred and Gunn, but I definitely preferred Fred and Wesley. But I know that that's going to be a little bit more of a slow burn, so I know we're going to go through Gunn first. And I think that right now, we just had our first setup for that, you know, because I think Gunn mentioned something about, like, her being pretty, like, walking a pretty girl home or whatever. And I was like, okay, I see what we're doing. I mean, it's going to be interesting to, like, rewatch that romance with the lens that I have right now, which is, like, I'm scared that I'm not going to super enjoy their romance because I know of Fred and Wesley, but at the same time, I feel like I can do a pretty good job of like liking 2 ships, and I'm just thinking like, you know, I ship Buffy and Angel, but I also ship Buffy and Spike, and you know, all those things. I feel like they can all be true all at once, but I am curious to see my thoughts because I never shipped them that much, and so I think that's where we're going for it. I definitely get those vibes just based off my knowledge, which is clearly a lot. Yeah, I do want to talk about this whole vision thing in general. I kind of was very surprised that this was actually not the powers that be. For some reason, I really saw this storyline as the powers, like, the visions getting so strong that they were affecting her this much. Like, I really thought it was like a natural progression of the vision that they were going to somehow have to go there and talk to the powers that be and like figure out how to like navigate this or like make the symptoms not be as strong. I did not think somebody was tampering with her brain, to put it that way, or I don't know, whoever said hacking, maybe it was Gunn. Didn't think anybody was hacking into Cordy's brain. That kind of really freaks me out because to know that somebody can do that, I hate to say it, but it makes me not trust the visions. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to fully 100% trust the Visions ever again, because I think this is like a pretty big deal. I mean, we don't exactly know what that, the brain guy, we don't know exactly what his powers were, right? I mean, obviously he was able to, something about his brain and being able to connect with her brain, but we don't know exactly how far his powers go. We don't know how many people there are that are like similar to him and that could do the same thing to Cordelia. We don't know what other ways Wolfram and Hart could find to, affect her visions and stuff like that. So I do think that, like, to me, the Visions had always been something that was like an ultimate, like, had to be true kind of thing. Never doubted the Visions, at least not as far as I can remember. But this, unfortunately, makes me doubt the Visions in a way that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get over. I feel like a part of me is always going to wonder, could somebody be tampering with this? And maybe they're going to find a way to, like, make it not happen. I mean, I don't think they would go down the same route again of, like, another person tampering with her visions, but I do think it was a really creative way to do that, because I just genuinely did not see it coming. I mean, his powers are so incredibly cool. I just want to go back to the fact that he was, like, literally levitating. Incredibly cool. A part of me is like, of course, like, I think I would rather have him dead because I don't want him messing with Cordy again, but another part of me was like, damn it, he was such a cool character with such cool powers, and I really wanted to be able to explore that. But, like I said, I still can hold out hope that there are more people like him. I do think that, like, the characters that we were presented to when it comes to, like, I don't want to say the monsters of the week, but he kind of was one, were really interesting because it was him and there was Skip. I have to say, Skip really 100% stood out to me this episode. I think he might be the best character we've seen in the Buffyverse because he was so fucking fun. Literally obsessed with this character. I know that he had like 1 minute of screen time, but he was so nonchalant. Like, just the way that he carried himself, being so freaking chill, and the amount of power that he has, because being able to keep somebody in a fire prison just because of his will, like with the power of his will, with the power of his mind or something, like, that's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. Could you will Buffy back to life, Mr. Skip, sir? Like, that is a man that I want us to befriend. I want him to come work for Angel Investigations because I think it's like what he said, they're working on the same team, so he's not even a bad guy. We were kind of fighting against him, but he's not a bad guy, so I absolutely want him to come work for Angel Investigations. I mean, he's got the head in the right place. He's, like, super chill. I thought he was super funny, his commute being 20 minutes. Okay. I mean, I do have to talk about that world. Sorry, Skip, we're gonna have to move on from you, but big shout out for being literally the coolest character we've ever met. I feel like in a way it was actually interesting that he was only there for, like, literally one scene, because I do think that opens up a whole new realm of, like, oh, maybe we're going to be visiting a lot of different worlds. Like, I want to go see the shrimp world that Anya keeps talking about. Show me. Or actually, was it a no shrimp world? Well, I want to see the shrimp world, though. I feel like that opens a whole realm of possibilities of, like, maybe we're going to be visiting these different universes for, like, really quick periods of time. It doesn't mean that we have to focus on them as much as we focused on Pylea. But I do think it's a very interesting concept to be, like, in a completely different environment, because when he talked about having a 20-minute commute, I was like, okay, are you commuting, like, through space and time? Do you live in a whole other dimension, in a whole other world? Is your commute, like, I don't know, are you riding mystical dragons to work? Like, I wanted to see more of that. I thought it was really fun. Even though a part of me was like, oh, does this mean that Angel's gonna find Buffy wherever the fuck that is? I need to stop thinking about Buffy, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. Now I'm thinking about the fact that technically, and I'm not gonna do it because I have self-control, but technically I could sit down and watch 601 right now. And that is a very exciting concept. The only reason that I won't is because whenever I watch 601, I was told that I probably want to watch 602 as well. So I obviously don't have time today. And I'm not going to have time next week. So I'm just going to save it and watch 303 because that's just going to work out better for me. But the fact that I can, that I'm at the point where it would make sense and I'm technically allowed to watch 601. You know what? Maybe you're going to see me in 5 minutes after I wrap this video because I couldn't resist it. But I'm really going to try. Anyways, let's move on from Buffy. I want to talk about Faith. Is that a bad segue? I don't care. I have to. I mean, what is there to say other than like I'm really fucking stupid? And when they were talking about like getting somebody out from jail, it took me a second, but then my mind definitely went to Faith because, you know, I think because like I said, I was watching the season 3 finale. It's very Faith centered. I was like, holy fucking shit. I really miss her. I really, really miss her. But watching that episode and thinking about the storyline that we've seen for her in season 4 and then in season 2 of Angel with like Sanctuary and 5x5, I was like, you know what? Maybe season 3 was her season, you know, because some characters are season specific and they might go into other seasons for like a little bit, you know, like Riley was in a little bit of season 5 and Oz was in a little bit of season 4, but they ultimately like sort of leave. The more that I think about Faith and the more I think about how we haven't seen Faith, the more I feel like maybe she's not going to be having the full redemption arc like I thought. Because I figured that she was going to be like a series regular in the show at some point. I don't think she has ever been. She's never been in the freaking intro, right? And just like in my head, Faith was such like a monumental character that I really assumed that she was going to be like one of the main characters at a certain point. And even though I do think she was for season 3, kind of just assumed that she would come back. But you know, the more I think about it, and obviously, I mean, my brain still goes there. I still think about her. But realistically, I just wanted to put that out there. I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that, like, I do think I'm going to see Faith because I remember that she comes into an Angel episode. So I do think I'm going to see her. Like, I know that this is not the last I've seen of her, but I think that's it, though. I think she's going to get a star in an episode in Angel. I think she might show up in an episode of Buffy, because why not? I mean, I would love to. I still want to see more of Buffy and Faith. I think that relationship is, like, incredible. Like, really, I fucking love it, and I need to see them together again. But I don't think it's going to be for long. But anyways, they talked about prison, and I was like, I wonder how she's doing. I wish we could go check in on her. Like, is Angel still visiting her? I really would love to know that. Let's go back to Cordelia. I have to talk about Cordy. I think charisma, we need to take a moment and just appreciate how good of an actress Charisma is. Because I was feeling all her feels in that moment. Like, even the way her voice was breaking, you know, the voice getting, like, deeper and, like, more hurt, you know, and, like, her eyes, like, all of it. Charisma Carpenter, genius, amazing actress. I was genuinely so, like, upset and, like, I felt so unsettled by this Cordelia storyline. It was just so, you know, I don't know. I thought she did a great job, and I do think it's an interesting conclusion, like, what she says about, like, her not really wanting the visions, you know? I mean, we have been talking about how I really think she came to terms with the vision and she wouldn't know how to, like, live without them, because I guess she feels this duty now. But it's kind of sad. Like, I thought that the duty that she felt was to the powers that be, in the sense of, like, you know, I have to save these people because, you know, the powers that be chose me. But the fact that she feels a bigger duty to Angel is what it seems, it's quite interesting. It's kind of sad to me that she feels like she wouldn't have anything to add if she didn't have those visions. Because, I mean, she wasn't Vision Girl until the middle of season 1, and she was still doing stuff, and she was still helping the group and adding stuff. So I hope that she's able to, like, understand her value other than the visions, because then that way she's going to be more receptive towards the vision instead of seeing them as, like, a curse because it's the only way that she can do this, you know? I want her to see it as, like, a little bonus of, like, oh yeah, I can help in this way too, you know? Because I think she's such a great character. But it was very sad to me to know that, like, how much she's suffering to a point where she would rather not have them. But hopefully now that she knows that it wasn't actually the powers that be and it didn't have anything to do with, like, the actual visions, maybe she's gonna go back to, like, enjoying them. But I thought it was a very interesting storyline and not how I thought it was going to go. I wonder if Cordy would have told them about the physical manifestations on her body if they hadn't seen it. You know, because I think that the moment where they figure it out is because, you know, it's on her face. She can't really hide it. I wonder if it was manifesting still on places that she could hide, if she would have been upfront and gone to them and told them, or if she wouldn't want to worry them. That was something that came to my mind because I kept waiting. I was like, I wonder what is the point where she reaches her breaking point and tells people about it. You know, because I thought she was going to maybe confide in Angel, you know, because clearly, like I said, we're developing that relationship. But the fact that she doesn't confide in them, they're the ones who see it, to me is very sad because, again, it feels like she's hiding people. She doesn't want to worry them. And I'm like, Cordy, I just love her. So that was a little bit of, I would say, a cause for concern. I want Cordelia to feel like she can tell the group everything. Wow, it's fine. And in general, I kind of loved having Lorne come in. You know, the fact that we can see him using his power in a different way is not something that I thought of. I mean, I thought that Cordy was going to have to sing and that maybe he was going to try and read her through that. But the fact that he was really able to, like, get into her head without having her sing, very interesting. I know that we know that he has these, like, psychic-ish powers and stuff. But being able to, like, go into people's minds is not something I thought he could do. So that opens, again, a whole new realm of possibilities of, like, what can Lorne's powers do? How far can we take this? How much can he help us? And I just want to see more and more of him because he's so fun. And so he was a very nice addition to this episode. Oh yeah, Dennis. I mean, I kind of just want to give a shout out to Dennis too. I think he was a cool addition to the episode in the sense of, I wish I had a ghost who could, like, kick people out of my house. I like that he seemed so unequivocally Team Cordy, because for a second I thought that Dennis, you know, because he's so protective over her, that I was wondering if he was going to, like, actually betray Cordelia in the sense of, like, keep Fred in the house instead of having her leave, because I think that, like, he would maybe see it as, oh no, Cordelia needs help, it's better to keep this girl here. But I thought it was fun that he was like, you know, Cordy was like, kick her out, and he was like, okay, you know, because I mean, I know that he's doing it all out of love and stuff, but I thought it was interesting because he's just fun. I can't wait to see more of him. Yeah, I think those were most of my thoughts about the episode. So let's take a look at the name of the next episode so that I can make some predictions. It's going to be fun. The name of the next episode is called That Old Gang of Mine. Okay. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is obviously I have to think about Angel and his old gang of, like, Spike and Drew and Darla. But I feel like we've talked about... Oh. No. I was going to say I feel like we've talked about it enough. Not enough. I could talk about them forever, but I mean that, like, I feel like we just saw them. I'm not sure if they're going to be coming back or, like, we're ever going to see the four of them together again. But if Darla is coming back, which we have established she is, then this actually does make sense. I wonder if by old gang he means just Darla. I mean, gang automatically to me means more than two. So maybe, would we have Drusilla again? I would literally kill to have Drusilla come back into the show right now. Because, I mean, Spike's obviously so Buffy-centric that I don't think he can come into the show right now. But I wonder if, for some reason, Drusilla would be coming back with Darla. I don't see how that would make sense. But, I mean, considering the fact that we were talking about Darla, that does have to be where my mind goes. Unless we're talking about, like, Gunn's friends. Because I think that, like, because when I think of Cordy and Wes, I don't think they have any other friend groups. No offense. I think that Gunn is, like, the more social of them in the sense of, like, he has his whole other crew. Even though I know that they're kind of, like, not in the best terms, I would say, because it seems like he picked Angel Investigations in the finale when he goes to Pylea. But I wonder if it would have something to do with Gunn having to help out his old crew fighting vampires and stuff, like, sort of going back to his origin story, I would say. I don't know. But I'm excited to watch, and I thank you all so much for watching this with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess I will see you guys in the next episode to figure out whatever is happening. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.